decade. So having a mobile-first strategy is all about refining your digital strategy to focus particularly on something that's on the mobile. And so the four key things you want when you're accessing the mobile is speed. People are often accessing on the move, and they want reliability and far and speed. The second thing is, obviously, a mobile phone has its limitations as a physical device. So applications need to be optimized and really well designed and calibrated to maximize the user experience. Ultimately, it's sort of staring at a small screen. You very quickly get frustrated and switch off. So designing an app that's optimal and does exactly what it needs to do without much human effort is an important goal. The third is delivery. So how does that app transfer information to its users? And the fourth is accessibility. So can you make it available online, offline? Are there restrictions depending on what country you're in? Particularly for global businesses, of which Career Insights is one of them. There are issues with dealing with customers across multiple nations. And so if you want to roll out a mobile app to customers across Africa, Asia, Europe, what accessibility issues are you going to encounter? Digital business transformation. So I'll just give everyone a couple of minutes just to read this book because it's a great sentence, but there's a lot of content in there.
Okay, if I can actually comment on that, while you're writing, I'll just help them read that. So, digital transformation, this definition is actually created by, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of the company that actually got this. I'll tell you the company later. But digital transformation is a profound and accelerating transformation of business activities, processes, competencies, and most to fully leverage the changes and opportunities of digital technologies and their impact across society in a strategic and prioritized way in order to gain a competitive advantage and stay relevant in today and tomorrow's digital age through improved and optimized customer retention, customer acquisition, and return on investment. Now, it sounds like a mouthful, okay? So in simple English, what are we trying to say? What we're trying to say is digital transformation is literally a transformation objective, if I can use that word, to enhance every area of the business in terms of its activities, processes, competencies, and overall business model. And why are they doing that? Well, they have to leverage the changes, the constant changes, and the constant opportunities created by digital technologies. And when we talk about digital technologies, we're looking at technology enablers, and technology enablers like things like augmented reality, like robotics, like cognitive systems, like cloud, and all these emerging technologies that is creating opportunities and constantly changing the way we do things. And they are having a massive impact across society in a strategic and they are having a massive impact across society, and companies have to have a strategic and prioritized way of using these technologies to find solutions to their problems in order for them to gain a competitive advantage, stay relevant in today and tomorrow's digital age. And if you look at it, let's look at Uber. Uber literally killed the black cab market, that they had no choice than to go and beg the UK government to say, look, you gotta find some legal way of sorting this thing out because we can't feed our families. And we're the ones that voted you in. So if you don't get rid of Uber by claiming they did something or they broke some law, it's gonna be horrendous. And guess what? Uber is so powerful that they now got the prime minister to go and fight for Uber to have whatever law that was put on them to stop operating in London to have put back. And that's the power, because when you have to think about how much money is Uber paying in taxes and how many jobs has it created, because the truth of the matter is money makes the economy go round. So it's just showing you how powerful technology is and how it is slowly erasing jobs. So we don't want to be on the other side of not being digitally equipped and skilled to secure, to be able to compete in the digital age. You know, we want to be among those that are defining that digital age, that are looking at the strategic ways that you can use digital technology to enhance every area of the business. And that is where you come in. That is why we're brought to you here today, so that you can actually learn. And I don't know if, yes, you just do me a favor and go to the next slide. Since you have the slide now, we'll just go through your slide. Okay, so digital transformation. So what is it? What's important? Well, we focus on the development of new competencies, revolving around capacities to be more agile, people-oriented, innovative, customer-centric, aligned and efficient with present and future shifts in mind. Now, you would say, well, why the present? Why don't we just focus on the future? Well, the thing about it is that the digital age is here. It's not something that's happening tomorrow. So, sorry, just one more. Go back a bit. I'm still here. Sorry. I'm still on the previous slide. Oh, thank you. Oops. Oh, I don't know what slide that is. I think we've gone too far. Let me quickly take.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, let me take control quickly. Okay, that's it. If you stay there for a second. So, as a digital business transformation expert or working within a digital business transformation program office, their focus is on, okay, sorry, I'll just quickly take control if you don't mind 1 minute. I'll quickly take control.
Sure.
And then that way, oops, there we go. Okay, good. So you should be able to see my screen now. Hopefully you can see my screen now.
Yep.
Okay, good. So you will find that you're focusing on the development of new competencies. All right, you're focusing on new competencies revolving around the capacities to be more agile, to be more flexible, and roll out products at lightning speed, to be a lot more people-oriented, to be innovative and customer-centric, because the people who are now using these technologies is not corporations, it's people like me and you. We have to integrate into the lifestyle of people, because these massive computers that used to sit in buildings are now in the hands of everyday people, and it is integrated into their lifestyle. So you need to find a way to make sure that you have that audience. And I always tell people this: if you ever had the opportunity to speak to 50 million people on TV, would you grab it as a business? Of course, yes. Well, you have that opportunity now with mobile. Millions of people have mobile phones. You just need them to download your app. And that is why YouTube revenue is surpassing TV advertising. Facebook revenue is surpassing newspaper revenue. It's actually unbelievable. And these are the things that we have to think about. We have to sit here and say to ourselves that, hold on a second, when was the last time we looked at a newspaper, saw an ad in the newspaper, or even picked up a newspaper? We read our papers on our phone these days. So you can imagine how many newspaper publishing companies have gone bust, mainly because of digitization. So digital transformation is a journey with multiple connected intermediary goals. In the end, striving towards continuous optimization across processes, divisions, and the business ecosystem of a hyper-connected age, where building the right bridges in function of that journey is key to success, or key to succeed. Now, what do we mean by this? Well, let's think about the old days where the financial department was separate from the customer service department, separate from marketing department, separate from sales department, separate from IT. And it's almost as if these people feel that they own those departments and they're not in any way communicating, and the only time they communicate is when they have a board meeting. Well, guess what? Those days are gone. Businesses are striving towards continuous optimization across processes by having multiple connected intermediary goals. So they're optimizing their processes, their divisions, and the entire business ecosystem of a hyper-connected age, where building the right bridges in functions of that journey is key to success. So any business right now that is not interconnected, that doesn't have a unified system, is literally losing a massive advantage, and those who are gaining a competitive advantage, and they are able to better service their customers a lot more. So, what does this now mean? What does this now mean for businesses? Well, put it this way: if you, as a business, are not going through digital transformation or have not digitally transformed, businesses that have will literally put you out of business. I'm going to do something for you right now, and I'm going to do it just to prove to you how powerful digital transformation is. Well, let's carry on. Digital business transformation and hyperconnectedness, when the focus shifts to the edges, customer and customer experience, purpose and end goals, partners, stakeholders, the last mile of processes and disruptions sit and occur at these edges and are key to digital transformation. The end goals of the business, the customer stakeholders drive agenda. So as a business, what is our ultimate goal? Our ultimate goal is to drive customer acquisition. Our ultimate goal is to drive customer retention. Our ultimate goal is to drive down operational costs. Our ultimate goal is to be a lot more customer-centric. Our ultimate goal is to increase the valuation of the company, to be able to operate on a global scale, to become a global business. So that goal, the end goals of the business and customers, and the ultimate goal of the customer is that I get what I want when I want it on demand. The ultimate goal of the stakeholder is that their share prices increase. So if you are not planning on digitally optimizing your business to be ready and prepared and able to compete in the digital age, then be ready for your business to go down under. And we can carry on with a number of businesses that have literally gone down under as a result of not evolving. So if I can just go to the next slide for you, and then we can now talk about the digital business transformation areas. So when we talk about digital business transformation, what areas are businesses looking to transform? Well, business activities, marketing, operations, human resources, administration, customer service. These areas need to be digitized and automated. Okay, so why do they need to be digitized? Why do they need to be automated? Well, let's give a typical example, and we're going to now, this is where we're going to use our own system to actually make this, describe this for you and help you to understand how this works. Now, if you are new to our platform, we're going to start with marketing first. If you are new to our platform, please can you type in the question box and say, yes, I am new. So YES, I am new. So yes, I am new. If you're new to the platform, you just joined us. You joined us because you saw us online, you registered, and then as soon as you register, you got a phone call. As soon as you got a phone call, even before you got a phone call, you got a text message. As soon as you got a text message, you got a phone call. As soon as you got a phone call, you were added to Telegram, and all of a sudden you're on the platform. If that is you, just type in yes, I am new. Okay, good. So I'm counting. Yes, I am new. Yes, I am new. Yes, I am new. Yes, I am new. So guess what? Once upon a time, for the likes of Dene, Titi, Brian, Augustine, Okechi, and Chidere, and maybe a few more. Oh yes, quite a few more of you. Yes, I did 7-day trial first though. Okay, good. For those of you that are new, once upon a time, before you can attend any of our sessions, you would have had to be booked in, you would have had to pay your deposit at least, you would have had to come in for training, and then once you have done your training, you can then attend sessions like this. But you've not even attended the training. You've not come in and done your onboarding, and you are already experiencing the platform. You're already engaging with everyone on the platform. How on earth did that happen so quickly? Well, guess what? We first of all aimed at digitizing our marketing channel, our operations channel, our administrative channel, our customer service, our sales channel. And by digitizing it, we then moved to automating. Now we are being informed by data. So what did we do is the question. You will notice that, first of all, you saw us on, you probably saw us on Facebook, or you saw us on Instagram. And when you saw us on Instagram, you clicked on a link, and that required you to set up a free account. By creating a free account, in the old days. For you to create a free account, you have to come into the office for a free trial. Sorry, for a free one-day seminar where you listen to lectures. Now you can experience the platform from the convenience of your home, and I guarantee that most of you did this on your mobile phone. So that is us having a mobile-first strategy, rather than waiting for you to get to a desktop and not giving you a mobile optimized experience. Now, by registering, you automatically got a text message. When you got a text message, guess who else got a text message? Our sales team got a text message. And our sales team were notified that, hold on a second, someone has just registered. Guess who picked up the phone and called you? Either Moyo or Fumi. And then from Moyo and Fumi calling you, they decided to add you to the ecosystem. And by adding you to the ecosystem, you will notice that that ecosystem is also mobile. Why? Because we know that you're constantly on the move. So you can engage and interact via our mobile channel. And by doing that, you are automatically able to keep up to date with the success story, keep up to date with the activities that are going on, and on top of that, attend a session that we are holding now. That is the power of digitizing and automating every area of the business. Another thing about digitizing and automating every area of the business is that it increases capacity. We could never have been able to have 314 people in a classroom unless we got a seminar, a big massive building. But we can have 315 people on a call. Yesterday we had 400 and something people. And on 400 and something people, they were also watching us on YouTube. Guess what? Not only can you call into this call right now, you can actually watch on YouTube. And this is this is the power of digitizing. So what's happening now? I'm just going to do something very quickly. I'm just going to open up, I think I have it right here. And you will see that taking advantage of the digital capabilities. Now think of the word digital capabilities. So the digital capability of mobile video and streaming live. So live streaming mobile video technology is what I have taken, and you now watch us live via our mobile channel, which is YouTube. Now, imagine we had to build that channel. And that's another thing you should think about. So imagine we had to build this channel. How much would it cost us? It would be, God knows, horrendous. And that is why in digital transformation, we are looking to acquire rather than buy. These days, we don't buy. We look for APIs and we take advantage of them. So if you can see right now, this is our YouTube page. And you can see that I am live right there. So I'm going to come out of that very quickly because I can see myself and I can hear myself and I do not like my voice. So I'm just going to send this over to everyone so that you can, because there's going to be a time I'm going to go on the board. And when I go on the board, I want you all to be able to benefit from what I am doing on the board as well. So let me just quickly do this. All right. And send that over to you all. And then that way you can see that. So remember that, so let's look at what's going on here. So what's going on here is you can actually watch it live as well, which is pretty awesome. So you can watch live. So I can talk to you right now and you can see me. I can wave over to you right now. And you can also keep your eye on the screen. And guess what? I am not in the UK. I am in Nigeria doing this from Nigeria, while Vias is in the UK. And while the rest of you are all over the country. This is something that I would never be able to do if I had not digitized and automated a big chunk of our business. Now, when your account is created, when you finally sign up, your details will be passed on to customer service. So we need a centralized customer data center with all of the channels integrated into it, a unified system, whereby anything that happens on one channel is updated on that particular customer. So you now have one channel, so one customer, multi-channel or unified channel integration, which is really, really cool. Now, at that point, that puts us in a position where we can start understanding our customers a lot more, where we can start looking at ways of generating revenue a lot more. And what has been the impact on the business? This is something that you now need to find out. Okay, so let's look at digital business transformation. So we look at the business activities, the fact that we need to enhance every area of the business. But you know what? Let's look more. Business processes, one or more connected operations activities and activities and sets to achieve a specific business, whereby business process management, business process optimization, business automation come into the picture, which is obviously what we are going through right now. So if you attended the sponsor meeting yesterday, you would see that we have a digital transformation initiative. And all of that initiative is moving towards a more connected operations activities set to achieve a specific business goal. And what is our specific business goal? It is to drive down our operational costs, increase revenue, increase customer retention, increase customer acquisition, okay, and be a lot more customer centric. But also it helps us with our business models, how business functions from revenue from all over the world rather than in the United Kingdom. This is the power of digitization. But then guess what? There's a lot more to that. The business ecosystem, the network of partners and stakeholders. Now I'm working closely with the Commissioner of Science and Technology, telling them that, look, you have a particular grant available that you want to give to young people. Well, I have a system that can help you track the progress of that grant and make sure that you're only giving that money to people who have a justifiable business case. And that is what the guys are working on in regards to Tackify, as well as contextual factors affecting the business, such as like regulatory or economic priorities and evolution. This is big. So you can understand why companies will be looking for people with digital transformation expertise. Business assets, whereby the focus lies on traditional assets, but increasingly on less tangible assets such as information and customers. Enhancing customer experience is a leading goal of many digital transformation projects, and information is the lifeblood of business, technological evolution, and human relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot ignore the power of digital transformation and the power of what it gives us in terms of data, where data is now the lifeblood of every business. So how do I prove that to you? I want you to now follow me. Okay? So let us now talk about what digital transformation is doing for businesses, which is very, very important. So one of the things I'm excited about, and I will just do this for you very quickly, is that I am able to have a clear view, a bird's eye view of the business, which is pretty impressive. So Vias did something some time ago, and you're going to see him do a lot more of it. Let me quickly get that ready. So Tableau, this is where I'm just going to try and log in quickly. Hopefully it should load up, and this is going to be really exciting. You see, we started to realize that we need to start taking care of our customers. We don't just want to have people come buy from us once and disappear. We want people to come, stay with us. We need to start appreciating our customers. We need to start giving them something that is of value to them so that we can keep staying on the platform. Okay? So what did we do? We needed to understand our data. So we decided to analyze our data and then start to visualize it because that was when we had successfully integrated all of our channels. We were able to now get a lot of information about our customers. And then we now started to know what's going on here. So I don't know, Vias, if you're staying, I don't know if you can remember this. So I'm actually just going to go through it very quickly. And this really helped us. So when Vias came up, I'm going to teach you this all over again. Now, we wanted to understand exactly where are we making money, what other opportunities are available for us all around the world, and on top of that, what's the value? What is the highest amount of money that people have spent with the business, and who should we be giving? What are the people we should be appreciating in the business? And trust me, we're getting there now. So I'll just give you the likes of Tits. I keep trying to find out to pronounce her name, and I hate every time I do that. But hopefully she's on the call. So one thing we are realizing is that all of a second, we're beginning to realize where our revenue is coming from. So we know that in terms of the lowest amount of revenue, £88, it comes from Africa. But in terms of our highest amount of revenue all over the world, £760. I think, Vias, I don't know if you want to, do you still have access to this so you can take us straight, or should I do it from here?
I don't have access on this computer, unfortunately.
Okay, don't worry, I'll do it from here.
Talk about it when you go on.
Okay, I'll do it from here. So we realized that actually in the United Kingdom, we have a potential of 2.4 million pounds. And actually, let's do it from paid. So I'm just going to remove the free trial. I'm just going to remove the free trial. And I'm just going to leave it unpaid. Now, this is recorded sales. Since we started recording sales, if we add when we've not recorded sales, it will be a lot more than that. But this is when we started recording sales. And hopefully, it should update very quickly. So when we started recording sales, we realized that, hold on a second, in the United Kingdom, we have generated 2.344 million pounds. In Nigeria, we have generated, in Nigeria, we have generated 335,000 pounds. In the United States, we have generated 31,000 pounds. In where is this? This is Canada. We have generated 18,000 pounds. In Australia, we have generated 3,000 pounds. But the question is, how many customers do we have on there? 4. How many customers do we have in the United States? 41. So look at how big the United States are. Look at the potential revenue in that country. Look at how big all these places are. And I didn't even know that we made money in India. I didn't know that we have made money in Afghanistan. I mean, for crying out loud, there's somebody in Afghanistan who's using our platform. We need to go and set up a... So these are the opportunities that we're seeing. And we're thinking, oh, hold a second, this is interesting. But if we now go, remove the paid, and just go to potential, people who have just come and set up free trial accounts on our platform in terms of potential revenue. And this is data. This is the power of data. And we wouldn't have been able to do it if we didn't have a unified system, if we hadn't integrated all of our system into one. So I want you to just pay attention to this. Now, bear in mind that we are a small business, but we're a small business that is dramatically growing at an alarming rate as a result of digital transformation. So I've removed the free, okay, and I have just clicked on expired and free trial right there. So I just wait for that to load. I'll remove staff. Actually, staff is not that much. It won't make much of a difference. And I'm looking at all accounts. So if I look at all accounts, we'll just wait for that to load. If we look at all accounts, there is a potential additional 2.4 million over here, and additional 380,000 over here, and additional 304,000 over here. So let me quickly actually just do this. Add career size emails all. Actually, I should have done false. Oh, let's wait for that to load again. Okay, good. So let me just do false. Sorry. So while I'm waiting for that to happen, but if you notice, right now in Nigeria, we're charging 150,000 naira. How did we go from charging 88 pounds to 150,000 naira? If you can just give me your phone so I can just look at the calculator. Thank you very much. So I just need to convert that. So we have actually increased revenue in Nigeria from 88 pounds to 326 pounds. So we now charge 326 pounds in Nigeria from 88 pounds. What informed that decision? That's a question you have to ask. What actually made us realize that we could charge more in Nigeria? Something to think about. Okay, so if you look over here, you can see that actually, in terms of potential revenue that we can still get from people who have free trials on our system is incredible. You know, you can see it from everywhere. The amount of money that's available everywhere. This is interesting, and this is something we couldn't see before. Now, I can go back to the investment dashboard, and I can show you something even more powerful. And that is how much in total people have spent with our business. That's it. Shidzi Sitari has spent £2,279 with us. She messaged me yesterday and she said, do I still need to pay for this digital transformation? I said, hell no, you don't. You've already paid enough. I think you should pay a certain amount. Why? Because she's a loyal customer who has stayed loyal to us. So things should start becoming cheaper for the likes of Grace, Garande. Things should get really cheaper for the likes of Chuku, Emeka, Livinus. Things should get cheaper for the likes of Glory, Ayo. Things should get cheaper for the likes of Pearl. People who have spent over £1,000 with us should actually start getting a lot more value for money. That is something that we initially did not know, that we now know. And this is based on the power of data. And I don't know, I think you should come in at this point before I move further. Vias?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think a couple of things here that I've noticed. The first thing is that when you're clicking, it does take a bit of time to load. And the reason why it's doing that is because there's so much data behind this. There's around 10,000 different leads that we've got, and 10,000 customers that we've got in this database. So we're dealing with a really, really large data set. But still, we're able to do this in real time. Kenji is able to take you through some of the key insights he's had as CEO in real time using this massive data set. And that's possible because we spent a few weeks leading up to this, getting this digitized properly, and we're now reaping the benefits of that investment now, because we can so easily pinpoint markets that we think we should grow in, and other areas that we should that we're doing well in. And then particularly, as you just mentioned, we can even see it on an individual level. And so we understand our customers from the global level to the individual level, which is a really, really powerful thing that we're able to do now. And that was all possible because we invested a few hours of time getting this digitized properly and then putting it into Tableau.
Which is pretty awesome. And we haven't even started. We haven't even started. And just to let you guys know, we were forced to buy Tableau. So we now have the full license of Tableau now, and we're using it. But we're going to see how we're going to be using it for data-driven digital marketing. You are going to be shocked as to what you can do with this. Now, this is what a lot of companies are not doing, and only a few companies are beginning to do this, and this is not even in the digital marketing model. So the DMI you're going to do is not in there at all. We're going to teach you this from scratch, okay, which is really, really cool. So you will not only have your DMI, but you'll be more advanced than that, which will be very, very good for you. Now, I want to show you something else, because this, to me, is very important. I want to show you the power of I want to show you what digital transformation is actually doing for us as a business now. So you can just bear with me a second, and I'll just quickly show that to you. We'll just wait for that to load, and hopefully you should be able to see. I'm hoping this loads up. It didn't load up quickly earlier. I'm hoping it loads up this time. Fantastic. Now, what has actually happened? Now, for those of you that I held a session with last time, I showed you this, and I'm showing this to you now as well. Now, if you look at it, in the past 30 days, our transactions have increased by 52% from a year ago. This is as a result of our digital transformation strategy. But on top of it, our average selling price has reduced by 19%. So, what have we been able to do? We've now been able to drive down our cost, but increase our volume, making it more attractive for customers. And our sales, but then you would think, well, should that drive down sales? No, our sales has increased by 23%. That is ridiculous if you think about it. Now, in that same past 30 days, okay, we're also beginning to realize that, hold on a second, we're beginning to generate sales from all over, from the United States and also the United States. So that's 30 days, and then also Ireland. Now, there should be a lot in Nigeria, but we have, unfortunately, PayPal doesn't take sales from Nigeria. Now, what we want to be able to do now is to plug this into, we want to plug this into Tableau, and also plug this into Salesforce. So, in the past 30 days, what has happened? Now, guess what? And this is shocking. As of last year, as of 2 years ago, our returning customers was 0. As of last year, our returning customers will probably be maybe 5%. Ladies and gentlemen, our returning customers is almost 50% in terms of revenue generation, and our new customers is 54%. What has happened to the business? We're now in a position where we're now able to generate a lot of revenue. So let us compare 2017 to 2016. And if we compare 2017 to 2016, we can see that sales as of October has increased by 20%, number of transactions has increased by 42%, and sales has, average selling price has reduced by 15%. And if we go all the way down here, we can see that basically, okay, this doesn't actually, let me see if it gives me that. If it gives me that, that should reduce. So you can see that for the entire year, it has actually, we started to grow slowly. So new customers was majority at the beginning. So that goes to show you that as of last year, we probably didn't have that many returning customers. But as time has gone, we have done very well. So if I go based on 90 days, that increased to 35%. If I go based on 60 days, that increased to 40%. If I go based on 30 days, that increased by 46%. If I go based on 7 days, I don't even know what that is. That increased by 65%. So almost on a daily basis, we're having new business more, repeat business more than repeat customers. Sorry, repeat business more than new customers. But let us have a look at 2016. And if you look at 2016, okay, from a year ago, from the year ago 2015, there was very little change in revenue. It was consistent like that. Number of transactions even dropped. Average selling price increased. Why? Because our transaction was dropping, we increased our price. And that is the mistake some businesses make. They start to lose customers, and because they're losing customers, they start to drive up their prices to maximize as much as they can. We realize that actually it might be better off for us. And let's come down here. Oh, okay, that's still the it's still the same month. So it's not calculating based on that. I would actually work on that to get that sorted. But this is interesting, isn't it? So if I come back to 2017, we're actually very, very close to surpassing our sales. It's clearly told us 20%. So that means that our transformation initiative has worked. It means that digital transformation for a small business just like ours is working. So what more of big, massive corporations? And I think it's clearly obvious as to why that is important. But you also know the danger here, and I want to show you something. This is going to shock you. The danger here is this, where businesses are able to play with data, where businesses are able to collect data from a variety of sources. They're able to make a decision about you instantly. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is very scary for businesses that will take a week, 2 weeks to make a decision. So I want you guys to tell me right now, if you are going to get a loan from a bank, how long will it take you for the bank to accept that loan if that loan is in excess of, say, for example, £30,000? Or could they give you an unsecured loan of £50,000? Could they do that? I want you guys to kind of discuss with me right now. Let's have that lovely conversation and see. So I want to see what your feedback is. Go on, guys. So I just want to show you how the banking market, the banking industry, or the financial sector is suffering as a result of fintech, as a result of transformation in digital technology. Will we get Tableau experience? Yes, definitely in this package. Yeah? Everything. So data-driven marketing, where you're doing things like Google Analytics, where you're working on things like Tableau, is all in this. I'm gonna pack everything into it because you guys know I benefit when you get a job. So it is in my interest to give you everything that you need. Everything. Okay? So yes, I'm telling you that you will learn Tableau with DM and DX. I promise you that. I just purchased it for crying out loud. Okay, so I have to make sure you learn it. Okay, so repeat and okay. So somebody said 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, absolutely correct. Somebody said said no. Somebody said 30 minutes. It depends on what kind of loan. I'm talking about 30 to 40,000 pounds. I don't know any bank that will give that to you in 30 minutes. Somebody said 1 week unsecured loan, and for a secured loan, how long? Somebody said you shared this before, how banks were slower. Yeah, but some people are on the call now. I didn't share it with them then. So this requires collateral, exactly. Well, guess what? There's a bank right now, a digital bank, that will give you a loan in less than 12 minutes or 30 seconds or whatever it is. Sorry. Let me see. Working capital, there you go. Check this out. I'm not joking. If you have a PayPal account, in exactly, they will tell you right now. If you have a PayPal account, so it's bringing you to mine. It's bringing you to mine. Actually, you know what? This is really cool. Let me just show you mine. So I actually grabbed it. Like, I took it straight away. I got it in a matter of minutes. And I was literally able to, I took 60,000 pounds and I repaid the money. And the maximum interest they charged me was 4,133 pounds right there. And they took 20% every single month out of my sales. So I wasn't actually paying it out of my own revenue. I was paying it out of my own revenue. But let's forget about me and let us actually, you know what? Let's forget about me and let's focus on getting this thing. So let me type in again. So working capital PayPal. I think last time I showed it to you guys, I told you that I had just a little bit left, but now you can see that there's hardly anything left. Basically, no, there's nothing left anymore. So let's go to the home page and see what actually happens here. I'm hoping it comes up so you can see. It's really, okay, you know what guys, I'm going to log out because it's showing you my one. It's showing you my one. So I have to log out because I want you to see how it works. So you just wait for me. There we go. This should come up. And it's unbelievable. So I don't go to the bank for money anymore. I don't need it. I don't need the bank telling me to put my house down for a certain amount I need for about 3 months or 6 months. I don't need to go and meet some loan shark out there that will tell me to pay off a loan of 90,000 pounds or 60,000 pounds over 20 years and I end up paying 300,000 pounds. I don't need any of those things anymore. What do I need? I need something that will give me, in a matter of minutes. Watch how it works. And hopefully I can show you this. Internet is so slow, guys. Let me just type in working capital PayPal. I think I'll just type in PayPal. And I'm going somewhere with this, so just be patient with me. Okay, let's see if this works. If it works, good. If it doesn't, then that's annoying. What I wanted to do is actually show you how it works and how quickly you can get it. But it seems that you can't. Let me see. I'll forget it. Okay, so basically you can get this thing in a matter of minutes. Actually, let me show you. This is interesting. Okay, forget it. I have to do a lot of things straight away. So let me just leave that out. But the beautiful thing about it is that you can get it in a matter of seconds. Now, what is the power of it? Why is this so important? Well, let's think about it this way. A lot of banks make a big chunk of their revenue from business loans. If everybody is now refusing to take business loans because they can get it in a matter of seconds from PayPal, what happens to banks? It literally shaves off a big revenue potential for them. And they now have to either gather the technology, get the technology required for them to compete on that level, or just forget that business altogether. Now, how is PayPal doing this? Well, they are able to collect data on me based on my business activities on PayPal. They're able to collect, they've already they're able to collect data on my credit file. They're able to collect data from my bank because my bank is integrated into their account, into the PayPal account. And instantly, because of the power of data, they can decide whether they can give me the money or not. Instantly. While the banks will have to carry out a number of checks here and there because they don't have a unified system yet, where you can gather data from a variety of sources to make an informed decision instantly. So PayPal is now able to offer me more value, and they're also able to make more money. I mean, think about it. In a matter of months, they gave me 6 months, I paid it off in 5 months. So in 5 months, they made £4,000 from me. And God knows how much more they would have made from me if that money was invested somewhere else as I was paying it. I don't know. But just think about the opportunity available. So not transforming as a business is detrimental to any business out there right now. We just don't have a choice. We have to go through it. So I hope that this kind of explains the power and value of digital transformation. And if I can go back to that presentation, we can now continue with what it is that we are doing again. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. And the next slide is causes of disruption and transformation, which kind of relates to what I've just spoken about right now. So let's have a look at it. So causes of disruption and transformation. So now, you just saw me show you something on PayPal in terms of being able to get a loan in a matter of seconds. That is definitely the market being disrupted. So technological innovations, technology included, which are more impactful than ever before. However, it's not the technology that drives the disruption or transformation, it's how it's used and adopted by customers, partners, competitors, and various stakeholders. And this is very important for you to understand. A technology can be built for one thing, but the customer can realize the impact of that one thing for other things. What was PayPal built for? PayPal was built for taking payments on your behalf. It was a payment gateway. When did PayPal become a loan company? And that's the beauty of PayPal. Basically, they literally disrupted the market as a result of how I use the PayPal technology and how their partners use PayPal technology, how competitors use PayPal technology. Normally, my bank manager will call me up and say, "Katie, let's have a talk." And she would try to convince me to change from PayPal to their own payment system. And she would ask me, "How long does it take for PayPal to transfer the money to you?" I say, "Instantly." She says to me, "Oh, so what rates are they charging?" I tell her, she's like, "Okay, you know what? I'm just not going to ask you again because we just can't beat that." So what does the bank do? The bank will probably start partnering with PayPal. So maybe even PayPal is in on this loan deal that they are doing. You don't know because PayPal takes the money, puts it into your bank account. That's what they do when you transfer it to your bank account. So the bank knows that this business gets X amount of money every single time. So we can trust PayPal to offer that loan. It's just so many things. So that's the beautiful thing. So all of a sudden, the technology that PayPal provides can now be used in a different way as it's adopted by customers, partners, competitors, and various stakeholders. Another thing is customer behavior and demands. This so-called customer-induced transformation and disruption is not necessarily related to technology. Technology often enables or as just mentioned, causes it when adopted and turned into business challenges. An example of a force that drives digital transformation and is not caused by technology, but merely strengthened by its combination with other factors is, I think that's the demand for customer of ease, the demand of customers for ease of use and simplicity in dealing with business is far older than today. Actually, that's very, very true. So if you think about it, every business is looking at ways to provide a simpler, more effective, easy service to their customers. And as the customers demand it more in order for them to be more and more competitive, They look at ways of improving their technology in order to provide that service. So this is not something that is happening today, it's been happening for time. It's just that the technology is now available for you to be able to do and undo and do a lot much more with it at a faster time. It goes back to the time when even the internet didn't exist. In that sense, digital transformation can be simply catching up to, because businesses don't have another option anymore. It's not as if they don't know the importance of making interactions and support for customers easy and frictionless decades ago. And that's the truth. They know the importance of it. But the technology is constantly evolving that they haven't got a choice than to evolve as well. And users are demanding more and more. So for example, I do everything on my phone. I've decided that it's easier. The technology is available to me, so I can do just about anything on my phone. So since I can do anything on my phone, guess what? Other businesses are creating apps that puts me away from my desktop and gets me more on my phone. Let me give you an example. So I bank with Barclays, and they created this business hub thing for the business banking and stuff like that, and told me that, oh, I should log into my desktop, and there's so many functions and features I have on my desktop. They have this space for they have clouds, data storage on cloud. They have business advice and all that. So listen, guys, I don't spend time on the desktop. I can't remember last time I logged into the desktop. So you just spent all this money investing in a technology that you think will go, that think your customers will like, when the majority of your customers don't access the mobile application on the desktop. So what they've now done is they're now having a mobile first strategy, because everything they've done on the desktop doesn't necessarily work on mobile and is not necessarily needed on mobile, because the mobile customer is on the go. The mobile customer does short burst activities, and as a result of that, you can't put massive heavy load applications on desktop or mobile, which changes the dynamics of how you do, how you think. And then you look at ecosystem induced, economic changes, demands from partners who want you to adapt, regulatory changes like GDPR, and the list is endless. So guys, digital transformation is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. That now brings us to us as a business and why we were forced to totally transform, because if we didn't, it's either our customers are going to evolve and not need us anymore, or our competitors are going to gain a competitive advantage by taking advantage of the digital technology available to them, and basically we don't exist anymore. So we had to evolve, and that evolution is what you're experiencing now. You're able to watch me on YouTube or watch me on the webinar. You're able to interact and communicate with us, which is pretty awesome. And we are beginning to see the result of that in the business. So that said, I think what we will do before I now move on to the transformation initiative and the transformation objectives and how this all relates, I think it will be good for you to ask questions and for viewers to also answer questions. And please feel free to ask any question. No question is stupid. Ask as many questions as possible, because this is the one time that you have an opportunity to learn. Okay, so let me just see if we can see if we have any questions here. All right, so any questions, guys, feel free to ask, and then we can or we can carry on. In the meantime, Bias, do you want to add anything, please? While people are getting their questions ready. If not, just tell me to carry on and I'll carry on. If not, just say, KG, carry on and I'll carry on. Else, Bias, I'll let you take the floor for now.
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to one question, which is from Dakuna. How is the PayPal decision down to the fact that you're a customer then? And I think it's, I mean, I don't know, because I've never used it, but it's definitely a big fact. It's definitely important for PayPal to know something about. And so that's something that's always valuable in the digital economy and with digital marketing, that the data that your customers give you is not just valuable because of how it can make you serve them better, but you know more about that person than anyone else does. So PayPal are now in the best position to lend money to PayPal customers because they know the most about them and they know which ones are the good decisions and which ones are not good decisions. So collecting data, doing good stuff with data, the amount of applications that can come off from that are just, it's infinite. And I'm sure when PayPal started, they probably never thought that they would end up becoming a lender. But they've realized now that they're in a very good position to do that because they can see which businesses are doing well as a result of their PayPal transactions.
Yeah, definitely. And when you think about it, the bank doesn't know how well I'm doing because all they see is me. Well, they have an idea of how well I'm doing, but they haven't got a clear understanding of how well I'm doing in terms of my daily transaction. So guess what? I'm closer to PayPal than I am to my bank, which is really cool. And let's blame it on the banks. Let's blame it on the fact that the banks refuse to help small businesses. I will never forget the day I was with Halifax. And Halifax called me up one day. That was when the business started growing and doing well. And they shut my account down. They closed everything. They treated me like a criminal. I was like, hold on a second, why are you shutting my account down? He said, well, you're a small business and the rate at which you're making money is questionable. And a lot of the names that we see on here are questionable. I said, what do you mean they're questionable? Well, obviously because most of my customers are Nigerians and they're all Nigerian names and they're all paying a certain amount of money into the account. It could be money laundering. So they shut my account down. Oh God, that really got to me. And I was going to sue them for, I haven't got time for this, I'm too busy. One is coming in, I went to Barclays. Barclays was a lot more open and everything. But this time around, I wasn't going to make the mistake that I made last time. I was going to take all my payments by PayPal because PayPal wasn't prejudiced. They don't care where your money is coming from as long as it's legit. You know, they don't care who's paying for it. So, and then I make sure that all the transactions are sent to PayPal. So all of a sudden, Barclays calls me up and say, oh, we noticed that a big certain amount of money is coming from PayPal to you. Who's PayPal? In those days, PayPal wasn't as big as they are now. And I said, well, go and check PayPal. PayPal is a payment gateway. Well, why aren't you using our own payment gateway? Well, because PayPal is easier for me, and I'm an online business. And by the time they checked out PayPal, everything was okay. And before you know it, I got stuck with PayPal. So a lot of big small businesses have a lot of banks have lost business to PayPal as a result of not catering to the needs of small businesses. I'm probably being prejudiced to people like myself. And you can see how they have dramatically grown and done really well. So somebody asked the question of how will a QA expert gain from this course? Well, think about it. You're as a quality assurance, and that was my role. That was I used to be a QA, head of QA. Your job is to make sure that the product is fit for purpose. That's your job. Okay? So that's your job. And your job is to make sure that you get it right the first time. So whatever it is that they're rolling out, you need to understand it. You see, you can't make something fit for purpose if you don't understand it. And you can't get it right the first time if you don't understand it. And you have to understand the objectives of the business and what they're trying to achieve. And now that we're operating on a portfolio level, as we move towards digital transformation, you as a QA are operating on that portfolio level as well. So it is important that you understand what the company is trying to achieve, especially where data is now the driving force of that business. So what you are quality assuring is not just the application, it's also customer centricity and the value it is adding to the business and also the customer. So you're expected to have that business acumen and that digital understanding to be a solution provider as a quality assurance manager or quality assurance expert. And that also relates to you as a software tester as well. Okay, so another question here is, if we look at traditional models of banking and the dynamic concept of digital banking, is the old model not more professional and secure, not more personalized and secure? I don't know about that personally, because when I log into my bank account, my mobile app, I actually have a better experience with my mobile phone. My life is integrated into my phone. And when my bank manager calls me to ask me how I'm doing, I'm like, why are you calling me? I don't need you to call me. Everything I have is on my phone, on demand. The fact that I have everything when I want it, how I want it. Do you know that these days you don't even need to apply for an overdraft anymore? Based on your activity, you log into your app, they tell you how much overdraft you can get. So you don't even need to call and apply anymore. So actually, I have a more personalized service. It's just that, unfortunately, that human factor is eroding away. But at the same time, businesses are driving costs down because they don't need to have that bank manager there who they have to pay extra salary to. I hope it makes sense. Somebody said, I understand the transition now. Wonderful. Okay? What other question is there? You're right, KJ. I just closed an account with a bank in Nigeria because a rival bank was able to meet my business digital needs while they insisted I come to Nigeria for a token before I transact business from my account. Exactly. So when you can get things done ASAP, you know convenience is what's important. Being able to get things done on the go is what's important. And if you can't deliver that, you're in trouble. And that's what happened to us. We realized that our customers were extremely busy. Oh, our next training is in 2 weeks' time. So our next training is next week. Oh, I can't make it. I'm very busy. I'm traveling. Oh, by the way, do you know you can call it online and do it online? Oh, I'm from Manchester. I'm from Birmingham, traveling, taking a hotel. Oh, by the way, you can do it online. And all of a sudden, everyone's doing it online. Go to our office. It's totally empty. You would think that business is failing. But guess what? No, everybody's online. A question. PayPal is able to make very quick decisions because of the volume of data they have on their customer. Absolutely correct. Is digital transformation all about moving to mobile device? No, not just that. Okay, it's just that because literally the whole world, a big percentage of the world is accessing the internet via their mobile device and they are constantly on it. Every business must have a mobile first strategy. It's just that if all of a sudden right now, everybody was listening to radio and radio alone, guess what? All businesses will find a way to connect to you by radio. So wherever you have the audience and attention of the customer, that's where everyone is. And that is why every company must have a mobile first strategy because everyone is doing everything on their mobile phone. So if tomorrow there's a chip that you put into your head and that's what everyone is using, then people won't have a mobile first strategy, they will have a whatever first strategy in that respect. In my current role, I'm currently changing my role from the government to a business analyst. Will get any benefit from this? Of course. Well, the thing about it is that digital transformation cuts across all sectors. It is not just for banking sector. It's not just for the medical sector. It's not just for the healthcare. It's not just for one particular sector. It cuts across all sectors. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of useful information, I think, particularly with the business analysts now. They have to be able to understand a lot of different areas and being able to recognize whether digital marketing would be valuable or whether certain aspects of the business need digital transformation. A business analyst needs to be able to understand all of those issues. So yes, definitely. Yeah,
definitely, absolutely true. Thank you. And then somebody said, explain UX and UI role in digital transformation, please. Well, I love what you just said. Explain user experience. Well, once upon a time,
that's a good question.
Yeah. You know, I'll answer one part of it, and I'll let you answer the rest of it. And I think your answer will definitely add a lot more value. So basically, once upon a time, the UX guy needed to be a creative guy who understands the customer, who will work very closely with marketing and the creative team, and define personas and define customer journey mapping and find ways to provide a better user experience, and usability and ease of use is what's very important to that business. But you see, now that we're going through digital transformation and customer centricity at the heart of everything we're doing, user experience is absolutely critical, because whatever you do, in the end user is going to use that application. But guess what? This time around, that user experience person is informed by data, because market reality is more important than market research. Market research is what you do by having surveys, having polls here and there, buying research data. While market reality tells you exactly what your customers are doing right now through analytics. And the UX person needs to be very close to the analytics person, needs to be very close to the data analyst, and use that to create a better user experience. So my goodness me, UX, UI is absolutely critical to digital transformation. But VS, I'll let you comment on that.
Yeah, so I've just posted a link to a little picture in the questions that kind of sums up why it's so important. And it's basically because it's not just enough to digitize something. When you digitize something, you're competing. Your product, your mobile banking app is not just competing with a non-digital bank. It's competing with all the other digital banking apps out there. And so when a consumer knows that, okay, I have these three banks and they all have mobile banking applications, then they're going to go with the one that has the best mobile banking application. And what's the best one? It's the one that's easiest to use, the one that they enjoy using the most, and the one that has the most features. And user experience design is all about making sure that your mobile apps, that any digital transformation you do is not just digital for the sake of being digital. It's new and it's top class and it works well for consumers. And that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm trying to send a link out.
If you post it in the question area, it should come up and I'll try and see if I can grab it. So the next question is, somebody said, I hate going to the bank now because I have my online banking app. Exactly, I hate going to the bank as well. Somebody said, InterSwitch in Nigeria already integrated with several Nigerian banks and other fintech companies in providing loans. I think it's an example of what you are talking about. Absolutely correct. With GDPR compliance issues, can PayPal use data if gathered from other reasons, uses of? Yes, absolutely. Now here's the thing. If I want to know from PayPal and they tell me that, well, they tell me that, well, we're not supposed to use your data for this, but if you can't use it for this, well, guess what? We can't give you a loan. I'm gonna have to consent to them using that data. So don't worry, there are ways around this. So, but then this is why every company needs to be compliant with GDPR, has to understand it, and that's why GDPR is a major thing right now, and why you need to be up to speed on that. So the other question is, digitized process allow pre-approved loans or overdrafts or mortgages. Absolutely correct, which is what's happening for me. Okay, I have been more digital without realizing it, but I regarded it as convenience. Yes. Oluwa Kemi, is as if you just woke up, and I want to tell you right now that, and that's the thing. A lot of people think they hear the word digital. I'm not digital. My friend, you are digital. In fact, every business is changing because of you, because you demand convenience, you demand on demand, you demand on the go activity, you demand instant accessibility, you demand usability and the best user experience ever. You demand ease of use. So you are the best digital expert there is out there. And I think Via said something the other day, that when it comes to user experience, you are responsible for it, and you can put yourself in that shoe as a user experience expert. I think Via should comment on that, because he said that some time ago.
Yeah. So this is something that I think is so important, especially as this platform is all about acquiring new skills and getting in on these important and useful jobs. And the main thing to remember is ultimately all these applications that people are building, they're trying to build them for people like you. So you are a great person to be a UX designer. Why? Because you're also the person who consumes all these products. So you already have so much experience you can draw on. You can draw on which banking apps have I used that work well, which ones haven't worked well, what features can I bring from all the applications that I've ever used. I've used that to design something that takes the best parts of everything I've used up throughout my entire life. And so basically everyone is a UX designer because everyone interacts with these applications every day.
Definitely. Thank you so much for that. And someone said, small world money transfer is a good example too. It's now easy to send money across the globe in the convenience of your home on your mobile. Absolutely true. Before you had to go to money transfer area like MoneyGram and all those places and get it done. But you know what's even funny? Bitcoin. People are now using Bitcoin for money transfer. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. So, you know that, for example, the Naira today is 400, tomorrow it is 460, tomorrow it is 500. Well, guess what? With Bitcoin, you can buy your Bitcoin in Naira and convert it to whatever you want to convert it in, and you don't lose the value. So we're beginning to see that international transfer is now being done in Bitcoin. Why? Because the value holds. And that's another big thing that's actually quite scary, but we'll come to that another time. Someone said it would be nice to know how a bank can migrate or shift from the conventional processes to automation of process without losing focus on professionalism. Well, that is kind of what we will be showing you here. It's just that it wouldn't happen from a banking perspective. It will happen from our perspective. But guess what? It's the same anywhere you go. All right? And you don't lose professionalism. So, for example, yes, you would have to let go of the structured process way of doing things on a state-by-state basis and be more agile and flexible and delivering things on an iterative way and delivering on an incremental basis. However, you will still have to maintain some level of policy. You will still have to maintain some level of control, and that is why the they call it safe agile, we call it safe agile methodology applies best. But we'll come to that very soon. Okay. So how do you decide on which data to collect, or should businesses acquire big data and use data mining tools to put out the information it needs? Vias, I think you should comment on that.
Which question was that?
So how do you decide which data to collect, or should businesses acquire big data and use data mining tools to pull out the information it needs?
That's a really good question, Brian. Yeah. So that's where the human element comes in, and that's why, machines can't take all our jobs, because the machines can't make those sorts of decisions. And you as a human have that sort of intuition of what should be valuable and what shouldn't. And you don't get it right every time, but you do your best to make sure that every bit of data you collect is useful. And the most important thing is, as long as the data you collect you keep well, and you keep it tidy, and you store it somewhere that doesn't require a lot of manual effort to maintain, then that data just sits there. It's like an ingredient in your cupboard, and it's a long-lasting ingredient. And so you never know when you might need it. But then one day, 3 months, 6 months, a year later, you might decide, I'm so glad I collected that and I kept it, because now I know exactly what I could use it for. So as long as you've got a good infrastructure of data collection, and you've digitized your business properly, then you will always be able to use that data at a later stage, even if you don't quite know how you're going to use it right now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. As somebody said, mobile first is customer centric. So business adapts to where the customer is looking at and fits easily into their lifestyle. That's why it's called integrated lifestyle application. Well done. This means if Apple Watch replaces mobile phones, then agile businesses will adopt an Apple Watch first strategy. Is that what you mean? Absolutely. Well done, Mimi. I love when people are picking up things and are clearly showing knowledge as a result of just attending a few sessions. And I'm going to take these last two questions. Which sector has most digital jobs and is looking to become more digital? All sectors. There's no one sector right now that is not looking to become digital, because if they choose not to, they're in trouble. Okay, so another question is, would you say any company undergoing digital transformation would be best served by making changes to the already existing model? I think the key thing is to look at the problem. So this is a good, you know what, I like what you just said there. I'm going to use that to now come on the board and start teaching. So just let me quickly come over here and now use our business as a typical example so that you can understand where I am coming from. So I'm just going to go over here, okay, and I'm going to go on the board now. So if you can do me a favor, guys, go on the YouTube link I gave you earlier, because we're going on the board very quickly. And while you're on that YouTube link, I'm also going to display, let me get that YouTube link for you again. I believe I sent that to everyone earlier. So if you can just scroll up, you should find it on your groups. It should be on your groups. I'll just post it now. So go to your YouTube link, please, because we're going to YouTube now. Okay, there you go. I think I could do this. I think everybody should be on the YouTube link now. Vias, I think I'll send the link to you as well, because you may want to see it. Oh gosh, okay, here we go. That's the chat. Okay. Oh, actually, I saw what you sent earlier. So let me quickly take that and send that to everyone as well. Okay.
Yeah, the image link. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sending that to
So
everyone.
what the message is you've got a really competitive market for apps, and so consumers aren't going to waste time on ones that are difficult to use, and that's why user experience is so important.
Yeah.
Because people have very high expectations for their digital technologies now.
Okay, so let me quickly get this. So hopefully you can see the YouTube link, and I can now go back onto the presentation and show you something quickly. Where are you? There you are. Okay, that is not the right presentation. So 1 second. Let me look at the question. So the question is, would you say any company undergoing digital transformation will be best served by making changes to their already existing business model? And that is a very good question. Well, you have to look at your existing business model and ask yourself, do we need to digitize it? Or do we not need to digitize it? Those are the kind of things you have to ask yourself. And for some reason, this has closed on me. I don't remember closing this presentation. So, okay, it's back open now. And let me come over here. So, what am I looking for? All right, so that's fine. I don't need to worry too much about that right now. So let's kind of look over here, and then just put this on the screen. Actually, you know what? I think what I'll do is open this one. This makes more sense to me, because this is where we actually define it a lot better. So now you can see my screen. Hopefully you can see my screen, like so. Just wait for that to open up. Okay, can you see that? Are you on YouTube? Okay, so keep your eye on there. So hopefully, guys, you are looking at this on YouTube now. And what you will find is the definition of our own digital transformation strategy. So DPT's digital transformation initiative is to create a centralized customer data center with multi-channel integration across all channels, be it operational, marketing, customer experience, sales, or support, enabling the business to make an informed decision through data. This will then enable the digitization and automation of all areas of the business while having a mobile-first strategy, which allows us to perfectly integrate into our customers' lifestyle. The expected business benefit are as follows: better client acquisition, better client retention, a higher return on investment, increased market valuation, strong competitive advantage, and dominating the educational industry by being a major disruptor through the effective use of digital technology, that is top platform technology. Now, do me a favor, and this is important. I don't know why our markers are going missing. And I only have to do one. People are taking our markers. I think we need to be very careful. Don't worry, I have a marker in my hand. I'm just saying that let's be careful that when people come here, they don't steal our markers. Because now I only have only one. Okay, so show me, let's get to the board. Okay, and now I will be able to show you this. Guys, tiptoe, you're making noise, please. People, just take off the high heels. Take off the high heels. I told you already, tiptoe, please. Thank you. All right, so, can you see the screen? Yeah? Good. So let's now look at it. Let's look at that. So digital business transformation initiative, our digital business transformation initiative is to create a centralized customer data center with multi-channel integration across all channels, be it operation. So let me put operation here. Be it marketing, be it customer experience, be it support, be it sales. Okay, let's just stop there for now. Enabling the business to make an informed decision through data. Now, Vias, I think it will be very good for you to come in at this point. Why should we have a centralized customer data center with multi-channel integration across all channels?
Oh, that's a great question, Keji. So, in short, it's all about the power, the multiplicative power of data. So, when you've got one table of data, the power of that data is not necessarily that good. Let's say you added another table of data. The power of those two data sets is much, much greater now, because they do combine with each other. And if I add a third data set and a fourth and a fifth, things don't get 3, 4 times, 5 times more powerful. Things get 30, 40, 50 times more powerful. So it's an exponential increase in what you can do the more you integrate your data channels in. So in those Tableau examples we showed you, that doesn't include some really useful PayPal information, such as what specific products has each person bought, because that Tableau map is not on an individual transaction level. If we could integrate the PayPal data into the Tableau map, which is something we're looking at how to do, then we could know for each country, not just how much money each country is bringing in, but what particular products are most popular in each country. And I don't think I need to explain why that would be such a powerful thing for Katie to know as the CEO, and such a powerful thing for us to know in order to grow the business further. So centralizing our customer data is so important to that, because it allows us to know what do our customers want where, and then how can we move and position our company to meet their needs better.
Thank you so much. So if you look over here, for example, in terms of marketing, we tend to get when we do marketing, and this is where digital marketing comes into place, okay? So let's put DM over here, okay? So in terms of marketing, as a business, we tend to do a lot of digital marketing. Now, this digital marketing breaks down, gets traffic onto our website from a number of channels. So we get traffic from search, we get traffic from social, we get traffic from mobile, we get traffic from email, we get traffic from, what's the other one? Search, social, mobile, email, display. Okay? Now, as we get all of this traffic through our marketing initiative, guess what's happening? We are driving that traffic to somewhere. And where are we driving it to? We're driving it, let me just put this over here. We're driving it into our CRM, our customer relationship management system. Okay? As we're driving it into our CRM, we are also managing the relationship with the customer. And that is feeding in to the CRM as well. But guess what? Imagine Peter came via search. And as a result of Peter coming via search, he has had, he's always calling customer service to address one issue or the other, to upgrade to one issue or the other. So for our customer service, we know that he has bought 4 products from us. For our customer service, we know that we have addressed maybe 4 customer service issues. For our customer service, maybe he has request to cancel this, and maybe the customer service he has also complained about God knows what. Then we also know that he's always calling support for this issue. So maybe he has logged like over 50 issues with us. And we also know for our customers, so all of these are linked to CRM. Even the sales is linked to CRM. Okay? Now, if you now look at sales, whoever spoke to Peter, when Peter was getting through our marketing channel onto the CRM, has a relationship with Peter. And as a result of that, he has it in mind to upsell and also cross-sell other things to Peter. Now, if we don't centralize our customer data center, what Peter does, let's say the salesperson is Moyo. What Moyo does with Peter will never be known by support. What happened with Peter on support when he had 50 issues will never be known by sales. All the customer service things, whereby the customer is happy or unhappy, will never be known by Moyo. For us, marketing, converting Peter, maybe we've now lost Peter, maybe Peter is so angry, he's left the company because nobody helped him. Marketing will never know that Peter is lost. So we might still be sending emails to Peter. So we got him through search. We now start sending emails to upsell more products to him. And he now tells us, can you stop sending me emails? I hate you guys. Because we have not been communicating and talking to ourselves. And then over here, operations. So the people who set up accounts, people who do this, most likely they will need to be communicating with support, they need to be communicating with support, the customer experience, they will need to be talking with sales. But if we can centralize all of our customer data and integrate all of our channels, have a unified system, and all that feeds into CRM, and as it's feeding into CRM, we are also collecting data from a variety of sources. So for example, we collect data from Facebook channel, we collect data from from Twitter, we collect data from a third party. We collect data from a variety of sources on Peter. So all this information on Peter, his credit file on Peter, because one of the things, so credit referencing engine, one of the things that we're doing now is we're actually checking, and this is quite powerful. Do you know that we checked our system and realized that over £250,000 is owed to us as a result of people not flipping paying their balances? Now, what we have now done is we have stringent things in place to make sure we get those balances in. But we're now working with a credit referencing agency, whereby we're tired of having to contact the credit referencing agency, or contact a debt collector to collect our money and then use affecting people's credit to get them to pay their money, because it takes a long time to get that money in. What we're now doing is contacting a credit referencing agency before we even take you on. Why? Because we want to make sure that when you live is when you say you live. We want to make sure that you actually have good credit, because people that have good credit, the chances of defaulting is lower because they want to maintain a good credit. But someone that already has bad credit couldn't care less. In a way, you could say that. So we want to make sure that all of these data sources are plugged into our data center, so that our CRM is a lot more informed. So you realize that we are feeding information from the channels into the CRM and feeding information from the data center to the CRM and from the CRM to all the other channels. So that way we're better informed to understand our customers. Peter complains. Well, so Peter has 50 issues. It hasn't been addressed. Automatically, customer service person logs in, realize that hold on a second, Peter has 50 issues that hasn't been addressed. Contact support person, what's going on here? His subscription is due for renewal. Peter says, hey, hold on a second, this guy's subscription is due for renewal. But all of a sudden, he has 50 complaints, he hasn't logged into his account in a long time. Contacts operational team that hold on a second, we've been trying to get hold of him, but his mobile number is not correct. So we email him, marketing, email him, and then he contacts us and says, oh, sorry, I changed my number. I told you guys have my number, and then we deal with the issue, and then he pays for subscription. So we're able to have a better client retention. We're able to get better client acquisition. What do I mean by that? We can now use our data center and plug it into Facebook and tell Facebook when we are doing our marketing that please do not show our ads to people that don't look like our customers. Show our ads to people who look like our customers and people whose friends are like our customers. These are the criteria for our customers. And all of a sudden we start getting targeted leads. We start driving down operational and marketing costs. And we start having a better marketing return on investment. I hope this is making sense. And that is the power of digital transformation. So you actually, as a digital transformation expert, now have to understand the digital technologies that are available to you to help you understand the digital capabilities to help you achieve, and I'll go back here. So you want to know, if you go back here, you want to know, in order to achieve your digital transformation initiative, you need to create a centralized customer data center with multi-channel integration across all channels, be it operational, marketing, customer experience, sales, or support. enabling the business to make an informed decision through data. So what digital technology is available to help you achieve that? What are the digital capabilities of that technology? What are the technology enablers in line with your overall strategy? And how can you achieve that? And that is where we go back over here. So let me quickly come back here. And I just want to go to another screen quickly. And this is where we come down to this baby over here, my best friend. I love this. I call this the pillars of digital transformation. The 3 pillars of digital transformation by Capgemini. And I love this. So we have to say to ourselves, when it comes to customer experience, what are the digital capabilities available to us? In order for us to understand our customers more, for example, analytics-based segmentation, socially informed knowledge. In terms of top-line growth, digitally enhancing selling, doing predictive marketing in terms of predictive analysis, streamlining the customer process so it's easy for the customer to come on board, customer touch points in terms of delivering, improving all of your touch points, improving the touch points at which your customers touch base with you. Your cross-channel coherence and self-service, making it easy for customers to just do things by themselves. Then, operational channel. What are the processes that you need to digitize? And if you come over here, for example, let's say, for example, our sales was a manual process, everything was done on Excel. Our support was a manual process, everything was basically not even stored anywhere. Maybe we even stored it on one particular software, but it doesn't talk to sales. Our customer service was all done basically via telephone, and once it's sorted, no record of anything. Marketing was done by some external agency, and they don't keep any record of anything. Operations is done by one person who just have no record of anything as well, and as a result of it, nobody is communicating with each other. So we need to digitize. The first thing we need to do is we need to digitize operations, digitize marketing, digitize customer experience, digitize support, digitize sales. And then we now need to integrate everything. As we digitize it, we now need to integrate it, but they're all talking to each other. And we need it to feed into a customer relationship management system, which eventually feeds into a data center, where other data sources are plugged into it, where we end up with what we call big data, and we can do analytics and have what we call business intelligence. From there, we can now do a lot more. So when we look at our website, for example, through the data that we are collecting from external and from internal, okay, so from internal and from external, we can now use what we call machine learning. And artificial intelligence to deliver a better customer experience by making the system intelligent enough to know what the customer wants even before they know it. By making the system intelligent enough to be your own personal coach. Just imagine the e-work experience. Right now, you all love it. Right now, you all are addicted to it. Right now, you all renew your subscription. But what do you think is going to happen when this becomes so intelligent that it tells you that, do you know Josephine that got a job? First of all, it identifies your age. So if you notice, Josephine asked me earlier this, I think it was last year, she said, do you think somebody who is nearly 50 can get a job? And I told her yes, because we had a candidate that was close to 60, and she was the first person to get a job with Quick Fit. Well, that was me telling her, what if the system told her? What if she logged in? And by knowing Josephine's age, he told her that, do you know that the last person that got a job was 60 years old? So you don't need to worry about the fact that you are X amount of age, because that person was much older than you. However, this is what the person did. This is the method this person chose. And based on your personality test, it seems that you are on this path, so this is the person you should approach. How would you feel if the system does that? That is customer centricity. And that leads to better client retention. And that leads to better customer acquisition, because they're telling they will tell all their friends about it. I mean, imagine what Josephine is going to tell all her friends now. Go to Career Insights, in the best place to be. But I had to be there to tell her that. What if the system was able to do that? Just like the person that said earlier that I don't need to go into the bank anymore. I do everything on my phone. I want a situation where you don't need to call me anymore. You do everything on the eBook Experience app. I hope it makes sense. So that's where we're going there. So we now look at operational process where we're looking at worker enablement. The ability to be able to work anywhere, anytime. So the company has to look at their employees. They have to look at their employees and they have to say to themselves, hold up a second. How can we make sure that all of our employees are able to work anywhere, anytime? How can we have broader, faster communication with our employees? How can we share knowledge? And that's why we're using Rival. That's why we're using Basecamp. That's why we're using a number of tools that enable us to collaborate. Then you look at performance management in terms of operational transparency and data-driven decision making. And that is where we are able to have a clear view of what's going on with our employees, knowing who's making more sales, who's making less sales. And then you now look at your business model. Somebody said something earlier, and that is where I wanted to answer that question. And I'm going to come to that question now. And that question was, if I can open that up for you now, and that question was, would you say any company undergoing digital transformation will be best served by making changes to their already existing business model? Actually, through digitization, you would realize that you can improve your existing business model and add more models to it. For example, digitally modified businesses, the more we have digitized our business, the more we're able to upsell other things to people. I remember once upon a time where it was just me that was doing the selling, that was doing the trading. Now other people do the trading, other people do the selling. I tend to hold sessions like this, but as time goes on, other people take it over. Because I'm already expanding all over, well, not just in UK, now in Nigeria, we're getting ready to go to Ghana. So I need to be able to do CEO work. So we can do what we call product service augmentation now. We can do transition, we're transitioning from physical to digital. So yes, the business model is changing because we are transitioning from physical to digital. We can look at new digital businesses, new digital products. We can reshape the entire organizational borders, and even better, we can go digital globalization, where we have enterprise integration, redistribution, decision authority, and shared digital services. And all we need to do is look at the digital capabilities available to us in terms of unified data and processes, which is what you have over here. So if you come over here again, this is what we have. We have a unified data and processes, where we can now use analytics. I don't know where to put analytics here. I think I can put analytics. Let me just put this. Sorry about that. So I can now put over here analytics and business intelligence. So you have tools like Tableau, you have tools like Salesforce Web Analytics, you have tools like the Microsoft Business, Microsoft BI, which plugs into this lovely data center. Okay, and so we have a unified system, we have analytics capabilities, and then we now look at business and IT integration. Now this is what we call, this is for us, this is our platform integration, where all of this section over here is platform integration. We have now integrated all the platform, okay? And we can now come up with new solutions, which is where you can see where we have here machine learning, AI, and that enables us to create new solutions for the business. So you can see how we have used digital transformation to transform our business, okay? And by doing that, you can clearly see that basically, it's not there, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, by doing that, we as a business, battery is low, but how many? 10, that's fine. So by doing that, you can see that our business goals, so we can now come up with our digital strategy goals, which is our business goals is to increase subscriber rates through customer centricity to increase revenue. So for us to be more customer centric, we need to digitize, we need to have a unified system, we need to have a centralized customer data center, we need to do automation, and we need to start taking advantage of our data and doing other things like machine learning, so digital enablers like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and stuff like that. Even bots, robotics. Business strategy: attract new and engage existing new candidates around the world by providing the best work experience and on-the-job learning platform that is accessible anywhere, anytime. Look at it. You are accessing this anywhere, and you're able to access it anytime, because afterwards you can go back and listen to what we have done today. So where are we going to invest in? We're going to invest in digitization and automation, which we started doing early this year. We're going to invest in speed, accessibility, and availability, which we've been doing. We're going to invest in content, and we're going to invest in marketing. And now what are we doing? We're doing marketing automation, sales and marketing automation. I hope that is making sense. So you can see very clearly that digital transformation cuts across all sectors. Now, one thing I want to shock you with this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Netflix business model. I do a lot of reading. I read like there's no tomorrow. I like to read other company strategies. I like to see how they do it. You see, look, it makes perfect sense. Why not copy the big boys? Even if you don't make, look, Netflix makes billions, right? Well, if they're making millions or billions or close to billions, whatever it is, but if they're making billions and I copy their business model, then maybe I might make 1 million or 2 million or 3 million. So why don't I copy that? So you must always learn. As a digital transformation, digital solutions architect, you need to be on top of your game. You need to understand the transformation initiative of other companies, learn how they do it, and apply it. And I did mine. And I copied theirs. I just realized, this is in line where I'm doing. And I just copied it. So I know content is important. Look at what I did earlier today. I created a little prank. That is part of digital marketing. I'll teach you that later on. Created a little prank, kind of share that everywhere, got everybody going around, got everybody going, people sharing with other people. We increased our subscriber rate, and then I had digital marketing training today. And before I actually asked you to go on YouTube, we already had 44 people on YouTube watching. If 10% of those 44 people who never would have come to see us before become customers, that is 4.4%. That is literally 4 people. So literally, we are able to extract close to £2,800 just from that. And that's us saying 10%, which most likely could be way more than that. So that's the power of digital. And what I'm now going to do as we carry on is show you how digital marketing plays into that. How data-driven decision making, which is now data-driven marketing, plays into that. And why it is so important and critical for you to understand not just digital transformation, but also digital marketing. But then as a project manager or as a business analyst, why it is absolutely critical that you understand the safe agile methodology, because you are going to be managing digital transformation initiatives, which leads to digital transformation portfolios, which needs to be managed using the agile methodology on a portfolio level. And that is why it's critical for you to have the experience and the qualification. And that is what we're going to be doing over the next 2 to 3 months as we move towards the end of our transformation initiative phase 1, which if you all can master, you are way ahead of a lot of companies, and you will be in a position where you would have a competitive advantage over everybody else. It's just that simple. And I don't know if Vias, if you want to add to that very quickly, please.
Yeah, so it's all about being a kind of T-shaped individual and being able to have expertise across all sorts of digital initiatives, particularly as a BA. You don't know exactly what sort of area. You want to be able to have something to say, have some experience, have some expertise in all sorts of digital transformation initiatives. So it's important to, maintain the breadth. And nowadays, especially with digital technology, things move fast. And so people don't really care about someone who's had 30 years of experience doing this or that. What they want to know is this person adaptable? And are they going to be be able to help us take advantage of the next big thing that comes along? And are they sharp on the ball, keeping up to date with current trends? Because then we know that we can be ahead of the game when the next digital revolution comes around.
Thank you so much, Vias. And if you look over on the screen now, and if you can go back on the screen now, so on your computer, you can either look on the webinar or you can look on YouTube, it doesn't really matter. But what we are looking at here is what we call the digital culture, the culture and the mindset you need to have as a digital professional. So for example, right now, companies are aligning, so commercial goals are aligned with their digital strategy. So you need to understand the company's commercial goals, and you need to understand what their digital strategy is and make sure that it aligns. Customer centricity, customer experience and user experience is at the heart of what we do. Transparency, collaboration. So collaboration across functional teams using technology. So marketing, sales, everybody's working hand in hand now. Interconnectivity, empowered. So basically, you have to have the right digital skills and expertise, just like Vias just said. Data-driven. So data informs drives decision making. Passionate about all things digital. Being aware of the technologies that are out there and how it can help enhance every area of the business. Continuous innovation for us, the eWork Experience platform, or continuous innovation of whatever platform your company is using. Agile, learn through failing, but failing forward through constant feedback, embracing changes, and speed release in iteration. And that is why the next session, we're actually going to talk about the safe Agile methodology and why it is critical for all transformation initiative and what you should know about it. Because companies now are moving from being digital resistors to being transformers to being disruptors. Most companies that are competing now and doing well will be digital players or digital transformers. Anyone that's exploring right now is in trouble. So let's not forget explorers. Most companies now are players. So that means that if they are hiring you, they expect you to know what you are doing. Okay? So where does that now leave us? Well, one thing that is important is this, and I thought this was very important when I got this from Accenture. I thought it was so important for us to understand this. So Accenture's digital business strategy offering addresses issues, decisions, actions, and investments required in creating a digital business. Because that's what everybody's trying to do. They're trying to create a digital business. They're trying to make sure their business is ready for the digital age. So what is important? Well, their vision and the opportunities and outcomes. The digital products and service offerings that they have, innovation and IP, customer experience and workforce abilities, digital ecosystem and business processes, operational model and future of works, information and applications, and the digital operations and platforms that power all of those things. So you realize that the business model and operating model are very much aligned and now speaking to each other. And it's important that as a business, you understand what the digital disruptive opportunities are, what the digital disruptive threats are, and what the digital disruptive outcomes are. And the value they add to your business, the threat they pose to your business, the opportunities they create, and how you can take advantage of it as a business. Why is all this important? Well, it's very clear. One thing I would say, if I can find another screen that would help, this one is very, very good. Why is all this important? Because it helps you understand the value tree of digital business. So, remember I've been talking about metrics. I don't know if you guys remember what I said to you about metrics. And I got really angry with everybody when people were not showing me metrics in regards to their transformation initiative. Well, let's look at it. The objective of a business is new customers, new optimized products and services, new and optimized channels, new pricing and earning models, process efficiency, asset utilization, agility, and new cost models. All of this is the value we get from digital business. Now, there's a chunk of it that focuses on the growth through digitization. Those are your revenue levers. And there's a chunk of it that focuses on growth through efficiency, which is efficiency through digitization. That's cost optimization. So, what is generating us money and what is saving us on cost? Very important. What's making us money and what is saving us on cost? So if you look at it, sorry, 1 second, let me look at this. Okay, call it please. So if you look at this, new customers. So when you look at growth through digitization, what generates us new customers? What are the new optimized products and services that we can look into? What are the new and optimized channels that we can look into? What are the new pricing and any models that we can take advantage of? Then when you look at efficiency through digitization, what are the process efficiencies? What are asset utilization? where can we be agile? Where can we have new cost models? And you now look at the investment in digital capabilities. So when it comes to new customers, analytics and dynamic customer segmentation, improve digital customer experience, lead to segments, faster time to market with target offerings. So that's new customers. What are the metrics? Customer acquisition or churn, sales conversion, customer profitability. So for every single one of the portfolios you're working on, you are aware of the areas you need to invest in and the digital capabilities you need to focus on, and then you are aware of the metrics that you need to measure it on based on your objectives, which is very important here. So these are the areas that I want you to look at. I will extend on this a lot more next week because I can't go into this and it will give you a lot of headache. But next week we will start from the value tree and how this leads to the digital transformation portfolio and the framework that you actually use to manage that. So you will find that this is extremely critical to you as a project manager, extremely critical to you as a business analyst, extremely critical to you as a solutions architect, extremely critical to you as a quality assurance manager. So before we move to the digital marketing side of things, we're now going to deal with your role as a digital project manager, a digital business analyst, a digital program manager, or any project management or business analysis role that has to do with digitization. That is what we will focus on before we now move into digital marketing. So that said, I think it will be best for us to pause here because I don't think that I can cover all of this in the short space of time. So very much looking at the digital business strategy framework and critical questions you need to ask, looking at the value tree of the digital business, and then looking more importantly at the framework, the digital transformation framework within an agile environment where you're looking at the safe agile methodology. So we'll talk about that next week. And right now, I think it will be good to answer questions. Do you want to add anything to this, Vias, as well?
Hey, Kenji. No, I think you've summed it up really well there. It's more, we really want to make sure people build a collective understanding of all the different aspects of the digital transformation and a digitally focused business. Because ultimately, you're only going to get so far knowing about one thing, and often the knowledge you have from other areas can help you do your specific role better. So we're going to make sure everyone gets as much a broad understanding as possible.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Thank you so much. And someone now, I'm just going to look at this question before we go. So I think you should pause the YouTube now so everyone can focus on the webinar. So Usoni said, I'll stand
we have
go on.
We have one question from Francis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Francis is saying that there's a lot to learn and there's a lot of different things that